What's up, everybody? Last night we got Chapter 20 of The Mandalorian titled The Foundling. We're, of course, going to start with the non-spoiler review real quick, and then we'll move into the big things that went down in the episode, so let's get into it. This episode did a phenomenal job balancing two stories of two different foundlings, both Grogu and the child we saw in the beginning of Chapter 17. On top of that, it takes an incredibly short runtime in just 32 minutes, which does include the credits, and serves as a Thanksgiving feast of adventure. We also get to see that the scene that everybody has been waiting for comes to fruition, and we get a fun adventure with the Mandalorians. Then the last thing I'll say before we get into the spoilers is that this episode is going to give an actor from the prequels a lot of the love he deserved back then. You'll know the second you see him, but that's all I'm going to say for now. Just wait till you see that Bombad Jedi. So with that out of the way, we're going to move into the full spoiler section of this breakdown. If you've yet to watch the episode and don't want to be spoiled, thanks for checking out the first part of this video, and I hope you can find your way back after you've seen the episode. Make sure to leave a like on the video so that you can make your way back, and have a great day. Alright, everybody, let's get into the juice of the episode. We spend most of Chapter 20 on our Vala 7 as it's focused on the Foundling, but it actually should be the Foundlings as we focus on two. The first of which is, of course, Grogu. We start off as all the Mandos are training on the shore, either preparing for a fight to retaliate for Bo's castle being blown up, or just doing their daily training. And we see Grogu face off with the Foundling from the season premiere as he uses his improved Jedi abilities and a dart shooter to make a come-from-behind victory in combat. I know some of you might have rolled your eyes at this moment, and that's fine, but I absolutely loved it. Like a lot of this episode, it just brought a big smile to my face, and it brought that special feeling that George Lucas's Star Wars did, channeling every bit of the kid you have left inside of you and illuminating it through you. That victory is cut short, however, as the other Foundling is picked up by the pterodactyl-looking beast, which I might add makes me believe these Mandos chose to live on the Tatooine-ified Isla Nublar, because we've now had two different dinosaurs pop up in this season alone. But they are, of course, just foreshadowing the Mythosaur, so I guess it makes sense. But back to the child being taken, Bo, Din, and Paz take a small group to retrieve the Foundling, and this is when we find out that it is indeed Paz's son. This was a popular fan theory after the premiere, and we have now had it confirmed by the show, but I don't think it really came as a shock to anybody because it was such an obvious thing in the first episode of the season. While they're away, Grogu sits in the cave with the armorer as she molds an armor plate for him and talks about how he can become a Mandalorian. I really think this is teasing that he will indeed be the second Mandalorian Jedi ever. Speaking of Jedi, we finally get the big question answered: who saved Grogu? I had speculated that it would be Barriss Offee or even Mace Windu in some crazy fanboy world. But as we go through the temple with him, he's shuttled into an elevator as Jedi collapse around him as the 501st are just too much for them to handle. And we get an incredibly tense moment as everyone's fan pick is swirling through their mind, and then the door opens to none other than Kaleran Beck. This is, of course, Ahmed Best in Jedi form, which he did play in the Jedi Temple Challenge, and he's now the canon savior of Grogu. I know this might be upsetting to some. I, more than anybody, was waiting for a big name to be on the other side of that door, but the joy that rushed through my body when I saw Ahmed Best's face is irreplaceable. He's one of the few actors that I genuinely root for because of the way he was treated after the prequel trilogy. They even have a sequence where they escape to a landing pad in Coruscant, and there's a Naboo royal starship waiting for them. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't think for at least a millisecond that Padme Amidala smuggled Grogu off of Coruscant. But it is just some of the palace guards, of course, because it wouldn't make any sense for it to be Padme, but it does make me think that Kaleran is from the plasma-rich planet Naboo. From there, we return to our Vala 7 as they rescue Paz's son, and we get yet another Phantom Menace reference as the pterodactyl beast gets its wing clipped and drops down into the water below, where the Mosasaur beast eats him up to follow the principle that there's always the bigger fish. As we end the episode back in their camp, Bo receives a new pauldron that she requests to have the mythosaur on it, but this time she doesn't keep any secrets. She tells the armorer that she saw the beast in the depths of the waters in the mines of Mandalore, to which the armorer pretty much tells her she was hallucinating, and we end the episode with a puzzling "this is the way" from the armorer. I really enjoyed this week's episode, from getting Ahmed Best back and hopefully redeemed to the intriguing interactions between Bo-Katan and the armorer. But I want to know what you thought about this week's episode, so go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more coverage of Season 3, and have a great day.